What's up, everybody? So just me in the shop today. I'm gonna try to film this by myself, so hopefully that works out, but check it out. This came in the mail from DHL today. This is the Fara all-road, and they sent me this bike to make content with. This is the endurance road bike. It has some really cool features that we're gonna get into. But one other announcement I'd like to make, if you've been wondering about the Cervelo Caledonia 5, don't worry, I still have that bike, and I'm gonna be doing a endurance road bike kind of mini series here. I have the Caledonia 5, this Fara all-road, and then Envy is also sending me the Envy Frey. So we're gonna have a sweet little endurance road bike kind of test thing that this is effectively part 2 of. If you wanna go back and watch the Caledonia 5 build video, you can consider that part 1. But yeah, let's get into it. So Fara is a company based in sorry if I mispronounce this, Oslo, Norway. This bike is got a little bit of a bike packing twist to it. So they send it out with 3 bags that connect to the bike. We're gonna show off that once we get this going. The bike came with a tool wrap and a bunch of small parts. Whenever they reached out, they asked me what handlebar, and I went with the one-piece integrated handlebar. I'm gonna look up what this is called because I forgot. Nothing crazy. It's called the Fara Cycling Integrated Bar Stem Mark II. So nothing, not a super fancy name. But this bar stem is really interesting. It has a very short reach on it, and that's a little bit unique in the one-piece handlebar. This system uses a token headset. So there's a bunch of different stem bar options that you can put on this, but I liked the look of that one the best. But yeah, I guess the first thing we need to do is pull the fork out and route some hoses through this thing. So we're gonna pull the rear wheel out. And drop the fork back out of the bike. This fork uses a slotted system, so the hose should just run through the leg, and then we'll need to pull it through the hole in the steer tube. Not too hard to get that through. That was pretty chill. Hopefully this hose is long enough. I didn't really check too hard to see. I'm gonna go with no. I don't think this hose is long enough. Bummer. Now I'm gonna route the rear through. Fairly simple. The bike came with some interesting, I've never seen this before. So we have like some foam noodle style noise deadening. Go ahead and throw one of these on. Oh, and I'll pop this bearing back out to show y'all. All right, so this is one of the unique things about Fara is they have a partnership with CeramicSpeed. These are CeramicSpeed SLT headset bearings, and we've talked a lot about this on the channel. These bearings are injection molded with plastic effectively, and they shouldn't have any sort of ability to have dirt or water get in these, so they're kind of permanent, which I really appreciate on a bike with headset cable routing. I much prefer headset cable routing, but this is kind of a lifesaver, and it's really cool that Fara sends us with the frame. And not only that, they also do send out a actual CeramicSpeed bottom bracket for this bike too. We'll install this in a second, but they have this partnership with CeramicSpeed. And so if you order a Fara, that's kind of a standard thing that comes with the bike, which I think is really sick. All right, gonna run the hoses through. This has a headset piece that kind of reminds me of Envy's headsets. It's like a plastic split ring. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, it reminds me of the same kind of design as Envy. I'm gonna slide that on and then put the hoses in their respective notches there so that it's all correct. This is the headset top cap piece. It has some notches in it so that you can apply the headset spacers or whatever you want to do. We're not going to be using any headset spacers, but this is a token headset system. And again, it reminds me of Envy a lot. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that Envy's system was a derivative of token, but I don't know for sure, but it just seems very similar to me. This is fairly easy to do so far. There we go. Hopefully that stays in place. I put a lot of grease on it. Because now we're gonna be routing the hoses through the bar. This bar has a fairly big hole in it, so that should be pretty easy. And then again, super big holes on either side. So I'm thinking this shouldn't be too big of a job. Oh yeah, that's super, super chill. Got half of it. Let's get the other side in. Oops. There we go. Got the hose to right there. Sweet, got them both out. Let's get this put together so the fork doesn't fall out. Sweet, I think I got it. And so then those notches I showed everybody earlier, the notches just kind of slot into the stem and we are routed. I was worried I didn't cut it short enough, but it feels like I did. And we are making progress. I think this bike came out a few years ago, so I don't really think this is necessarily Fara's fault, but no UDH on this one. That's okay, we're gonna run the road SRAM Red on this, so it's not a big deal. And we also have a BB386 Evo bottom bracket. We're gonna have to get the bearing press out. This bike, I have put in Schwab Pro 134s, which is my current favorite road tire. If you guys want to get a set of those, just check it out at thebicyclestation.com. But apparently this bike fits these 34s with fenders. And if you notice, there's a ton of room for the fender right there. So they've intentionally designed this to fit a big tire with also fenders. And I think that's achieved with this extra room that they left here at the bottom bracket area. The bike is also claimed to fit a 38 tire in it, which I am not going to be doing today, but I just thought I'd point that out since it seems like relevant information. I'm really excited to get into the bags because that's what I think is really unique about this bike. We're going to have to come up with some kind of bike packing trip to do with this. So I'll come up with a cool route and I'll go bike packing with this bike to really test it out for y'all. Gonna try to do this one-handed, but I don't know if it's gonna work, y'all. There we go. There we go. I'm filming holding the camera with my knees right now. But yeah, this is a 386 Evo BB. And I don't really hate press fit at all. So this is totally chill. I think press fit gets a bad rap for companies who make bad interfaces for them. So far, I think I can say that went in extremely smoothly and has seemingly no issues. So I have no issue with the design choice to use 386 Evo or any sort of press fit, to be frank. Bring back press fit, I guess. So y'all know how whenever most cycling reviewers talk about endurance road bikes, they're always like, oh, hey guys, this is the bike most people should be riding. I hate that. And so one of my motivations for making this series is to kind of buck that trend of reviewing style, because I think if you want a race bike, just buy a freaking race bike. Don't listen to some idiot on the internet who is just saying the same thing over and over again. Endurance bikes in general are unique and appeal to people that are interested in that style of riding. I'm not here to belittle somebody who is a weekend warrior who wants to be on a freaking S5, I don't think that's very cool. So hopefully I can translate some of my feelings about endurance bikes to y'all through these videos, because I personally think that sells it short at the end of the day. There's so much interesting things going on with especially just the bike that I have in the stand right now, this Fara. I love the design language of it. The aesthetic is sweet. I know Trey didn't like this, but I actually do like how this bows down. I think this is kind of unique and cool. There's thought and energy went into this, and to just say oh, this is the bike for everybody, that's not it, y'all. So stay tuned for more videos in this series. Definitely subscribe if you like this. Let's get back to the build. Fara sent out a paint matched cover for this front derailleur slot here, which is super nice. I've never seen a brand paint the dummy cover before. Let's figure out how to install this, since we are not going to be using a front derailleur today. So that's what it looks like underneath the derailleur mount, and I will be installing the cover, which is not easy to do one-handed. Oh man, okay, I have to set the camera down. There we go. Nothing too fancy, just kind of sits on there. It's a different day.
It always is.
some highlights are this Burgh Pinnacle tape that I wanted to try just because this is kind of like a bike packing setup. This is their like super squishy. This tape is very...
It definitely feels squishier.
This is very heavy bar tape. It's like rubber.
Extremely tacky. There's
It's
like
sweet.
the letters where it says Burgh are all raised, and it's just like extra grip.
So while I don't recommend this for a weight weenie build, it is sweet, and I thought it was appropriate for this build with the bike packing intention.
I mean, I think if you're looking for a more comfortable bar tape, that's a really good option.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in our comment section that recommended it, so that's kind of why I thought I'd try it. And I figured before we do the bag thing, I want to weigh this bike without the bags so that y'all can see what we did before the bag weight. And this is weighed. All of these holes for the mounts have dummy plugs in them right now. Just in terms of like, I want to be clear about what we're weighing. I've already weighed it, so I'm not going to guess on what the weight is, but it's 16 pounds.
That's awesome.
I think that's really sick to be like doing, I mean, we built it extremely lightweight, so like I did give it some help with that, but I think that's really good. The Caledonia 5 was lighter, but again, I don't think that's a bad weight at all. So I think once you're in the sub 17, like that's a good bike weight.
It's lighter than any road bike I've ever owned.
I bet your Roubaix is super light.
No.
We need to make a video with your Roubaix.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's on the schedule.
Chase rides that Roubaix all the time, and we never even made a video about it.
We didn't even make a video.
I guess I should talk about this. There is a down tube protector that came with the bike, and I probably will install this, but right now I'm not going to. Have the bags. I should probably look up who made these because they're really nice.
I gotta say, these, first glance, I haven't looked at these before. These are super nice looking, really sturdy feeling. I like the material. Kind of like water resistant.
And the mounts, this is a Fidlock product, so it's like a magnet. The bag is not a Fidlock product though. Oh, here it is.
Roswheel?
Roswheel.
ROS wheel.
Which is a fancy bag company. I don't know where they're from, but these are really nice. And I don't know if you can see that on camera, but they're reflective.
A little bit.
It's like all of them are. Do you see how it's reflective right there?
Yeah, it's easier to see on this bag over here.
Yeah,
where it
so
catches
this
the
one's
light.
got reflective on it too. So yeah, we're gonna see what these are about. I think we need to remove the dummy plugs. I've showed up to this group ride with a new bike every single time this year.
It's part of the job.
All right, and then I'm gonna set these down. The bike came with a bunch of extras of these also. So like, I appreciate little extra stuff like that.
God, stop hitting the frame. Just
Sorry.
whipping that tool around.
I forgot to talk about this. This is the computer mount for the bar. I like it. It's like thick and strong, and it did come with a camera mount piece there. All right, so I got the magnets, and we're gonna screw these in. Am I in the way? I'll try to do it from the other side. So yeah, these just screw in. Is there a... Looks like there's a little bit of a... There's like a notch in it to fit something. I think it's fine for what we're doing, but to help like cinch them down. I'm gonna come up with a cool road biking trip. Let's see, that one's giving me a little bit of trouble. I'm gonna start with the back one. All right. Cool, I think I got it that time. It's a nice, seemingly waterproof bag. Oh, I like the double zipper.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. I've never
Frame
seen
that.
that before.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great touch. And I
Yeah.
like the waterproof zippers too.
Yeah. And then this pops off. Yeah.
That feels very sturdy on it too. Like I'm yanking.
This is the bar bag, and this is a double-sided entry system, so you can get in and out of it from both sides.
That seems to be a theme with these bags.
Yeah,
so far.
and then this is interesting. There's an air hole release, so you can, if you have it like sealed up, you can like drain the air out of it to fit better. And then, let's see, we got the strap. I'm gonna roll this back up. Same like fidlock clamps there.
I'm very impressed with these bags so far.
Yeah, and they're all the same company. So whatever the company we said earlier,
Roswheel.
Roswheel, which I think is like it's not an American bag company, but it's like a good company. I've heard of it before.
When you said that they were sending you bags, like I honestly didn't expect like this nice of bags. I'm like, super impressed.
That was part of the reason I wanted this bike out of all the, because they didn't care what bike I got, and I really thought this was interesting. So that's really cool. Part of the reason why I went with the one-piece bar stem is also because it works really well with the bag. There we go. It's a little silly with nothing in that. I'm just trying to like tidy up this strap.
Those are nowhere to like tuck it.
There's like a rubber band on it. Yeah, okay, I got it. So we just stuffed this with some paper.
Made it easier to get on. It just needed some shape.
I'll get the other side tidied up. I think that obviously there's like a strap that goes there that we don't. Are these supposed to like go through the bike differently? I'm gonna go look at a photo of this really quick.
Yeah, I feel like you're missing a step.
Yeah. Okay, so I was definitely doing it wrong, and it's actually really easy to do. So let me show y'all what you actually are supposed to do. This is probably the nicest bag set I've ever had.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like almost like too nice. So it's meant to go, they call it a double wrap. So you wrap it through there, and then you then connect the strap. So like this thing that I pulled way too tight, and that's a magnet, and then you can pull it tight like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's nice. And it still looks like though there's a spot there for another strap
If you need
to,
it.
like, wrap around the frame.
I don't think you do with this though, because like I think the goal is to keep it like off the paint. You can adjust the tension up here.
I mean, doing my shake test, it's pretty sturdy again.
Yeah, and then this is the air thing. Again, we just put like paper in this, but you open that and then it lets air in and out, which is really cool. These are like really fancy because I love that it doesn't contact the bike. Highly recommend getting the bags with your Fara. This is the seat bag, and it has a fidlock piece, so we're gonna have to pull it out of the bike stand really quick. This is their seat post. The clamp is a little hard to get your seat on, but once you do, it's not a huge deal. But this is the seat post comes with the bike, and it's designed to work with the bag in the same way that the other ones did. So that screws on there. And then it looks like the same kind of mechanism that we had on the front bag. There we go.
Well, you tightened it so much that it popped off.
Oh. Well, this is real.
Oh.
Yeah. They thought about that. Isn't that?
That's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're like everybody's gonna have like a different seat height position and everything. So like that's pretty smart in my opinion to like have it be adjustable to from the bottom end. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty slick setup, y'all. Like really. With the bag on it, it's like making me think that the handlebar's not straight because the bag's like off to the side. I'm pretty sure the handlebar's straight. I mean, this is cool. I'm excited to plan like, it'll probably be like glamping style trip, like ride to an Airbnb or something. We're gonna do something cool with this. Are you filming?
Yeah, I've been filming this whole
There's the airplane. So yeah, this is the Fara AR or All-Road or whatever you want to call it. Fara has some other cool bikes too. They have 3 bikes. There's like a more race road bike that looks sweet, and then there's also a gravel bike. They've actually been doing pretty good at a Lifetime Grand Prix with that gravel bike. I think the guy's name is Simon, or it's very European. It's Simon, but it's like a European pronunciation. So Trey's met him. It sounds like he's really cool. So anyway, if you guys want a Fara, definitely let us know. We sell this and we're happy to get you one. I'm really excited about this bike. I think this is super cool. Kind of a fun little bit of a, I mean, it's a very European brand that you don't see every day in the US, and big shout out to Fara for reaching out and sending me this bike to try out, because I think this is gonna be a fun piece of content. Stay tuned for that endurance road bike roundup thing that I'm doing that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Like I said, I got the Cervelo Caledonia 5, this Fara, and then we also have Envy sending me Envy Frey. I'm gonna try to make a cool video. My main motivation for this is that I hate when bike reviewers tell people that endurance road bikes are the bikes that most people should be riding. I just think that there should be more effort put into a review about an endurance road bike than boiling it down to that. This bike has so many interesting features and it speaks to a certain person. I'm not going to sit here and claim that this is like somebody who wants to race a crit should be looking at this bike. That doesn't make any sense. So I hope that I can be a source of fixing that frustration that I have, because I hate that more than anything else in cycling journalism. So if you want one, let me know. We'll get you a Fara, awesome brand, and look forward to whatever this bike packing adventure is and more comparisons with this bike in the future.